The next second, she bit her little mouth. She just hugged the beer and drank it down in big gulps. She finished half a bottle in one gulp and then turned around to ask Ye Beloved. Ling Silent hurriedly reached out to stop it. Nevertheless, it was already a step too late. Ye Beloved also started drinking heartily. Looking at her satisfied expression, Ling Silent slapped his forehead. It continued, "My goddess has been tainted by secularism." At this moment, Ling Silent just wanted to grab the beer. He found, however, that the two zombie wives' faces were slightly flushed. The breath they exhaled was very fragrant. But they were clearly drunk. Ling Silent must be quite helpless. Can zombies get drunk too? Before he could react, the two girls walked towards him groggily. Ling Silent was scared and confused. Ge hurriedly grabbed his clothes. Two zombie girls were getting closer and closer. Their expressions clearly say, "You are our appetizer." Xiana quickly bent down, opened her mouth, and about to bite his neck. Ling Silent hurriedly pushed away. "Do you want me to turn into a zombie?" Xiana pouted and said, "I won't bite you. I just want to kiss you." Ling Silent was about to retort, but Ye Beloved also lowered her head. Her small mouth was about to bite down. Ling Silent had no doubts and directly controlled the mental chain. The two girls finally returned to normal. Ling Silent speculated that it was the alcohol that woke up the instinct. Just then, Green-Haired pushed open the door and entered, asking what happened. It seems that their movements are really not small. Green-Haired looked at the two girls sitting on Ling Silent's lap. Green-Haired hurriedly closed the door and ran away. Ling Silent took a deep breath. It was good that she managed to control them in time. Otherwise, it would have been a big problem. He then said very seriously, "No one is allowed to drink alcohol in the future." Especially Xiao Na's two sisters nodded in agreement with grievances. The three of them rested for the night like this. The next morning, LV Mao knocked on the door. Xiao Na opened the door. The green-haired one signaled that it was time to depart. However, Xiao Na inexplicably found him annoying and told him to leave directly. The green-haired person was at a loss after being rebuked. Xiao Na unsheathed her long knife when she saw he had no reaction. Green-haired person ran away again. Ling Silent looked helplessly. "I just asked you to drive him away, not scare him," Xiao Na said coldly. "He ruined my good intentions yesterday." This sentence immediately shut Ling Silent up. Next, they let the green hair lead the way. Everyone's destination is University City. Dayu looked at the man in front of her. She was very curious. To be able to have two such outstanding girls by his side. How terrifying must his strength be? The crowd walked on the road. Ling Silent began to inquire about the situation at school, as well as the distribution of zombies. Dayu also cooperated by sharing what she knew. "You need to climb over the wall to get there. Then the densest zombies are in the dormitory area." Just as the words fell, a zombie appeared at the intersection ahead. Dayu quickly warned everyone to be careful. However, Ling Silent raised his hand and said faintly, "Give me death." The next second, the two zombie girlfriends rushed out. They easily killed the zombie in front of them. The speed shocked both LV Mao and Dayu. The girl is not stupid either. A team like this can completely dominate in the end times. Her gaze towards Ling Silent has also become appreciative. Ling Silent secretly looks at the girl. Looks like this fish is about to take the bait. My girlfriend is a zombie. And I can control her. Ling Silent and a few others have just entered the university town. Zombies surrounded them from all sides. Ling Silent led his two zombie wives to fight back handsomely. Green Hair could only reluctantly kill the zombies in front of him. He turned his head to look at Ling Silent and the others. He found Ling Silent easily wiping out the zombies. He couldn't stand Ling Silent from the beginning, which made the green-haired feel resentful. He felt that the reason why Ling Silent was so powerful was all because of those few wives. Just at this moment, a chubby zombie attacked from behind. Luckily, Dayu acted in time and comforted Green Hair. Don't be distracted during the battle. Don't be jealous of Ling Silent after all, she is an ability user. Green Hair, who was already upset in his heart. Every look he directed at Ling Silent was filled with resentment. After killing the zombie in front of him, Ling Silent once again asked about the road ahead. The girl said that there are many zombies near the school hospital, but it was already late. Then she drew a map on the ground. The school's taekwondo gym is the best place to rest. Departing again tomorrow. Ling Silent is increasingly appreciating this woman. Her mind can analyze calmly at any time. Next, the girl said, there are 2 roads leading there. The left one is a bit farther but safer. There is a monster in the garden on the right that is more powerful than a regular zombie. Ling Silent became interested immediately. He chose to go right directly. After all, having 2 wives is a huge burden for Jill. Ling Silent saw through Green Hair's scheming. Then he said coldly, you can wait for me here. I'll come back after I kill the mutant zombie. Green Hair was retorted by this sentence. Dayu, on the other hand, very cooperatively said she was willing to go together. This made Green Hair even more anxious. He said loudly, those are mutated zombies. Are you going to follow them and seek death? And Dayu is a smart person. She knows the strength of this man. She also knows the current physical condition. The green-haired man tried to persuade her, but couldn't persuade her. She could only follow obediently. Several people arrived at the garden. Ling Silent stopped in his tracks, because he sensed his girlfriend's reaction. Ling Silent looked ahead coldly and said, be careful, both of you. He's here. Everyone, prepare for battle. The next second, a big foot landed. Everyone looked at the shattered floor tiles. A huge creature appeared in front of everyone. This mother zombie had a head that was at least 2 meters tall. It was also holding a French fry in its arms. At this moment, Dayu hurriedly shouted, be careful! This mother zombie! I don't know why she always goes for the handsome guys. Ling Silent turned around with a strange expression on his face. The zombie stared at Ling Silent, and then glanced at the fries he was holding. It seemed to be making a precise comparison. Shortly after, the fries were flung away and abandoned. The next second, she opened her huge blood-filled mouth. Her small eyes turned red. This big tongue clearly wants to eat Ling Silent. My girlfriend is a zombie, but I can control her. Ling Silent is actually being pursued by a mother zombie for love. The massive creature in front of me is full of affection in its eyes. This gives the green hair an opportunity. Hastily mocking Ling Silent. Harem +1. Congratulations to you. Ling Silent couldn't be bothered to respond. But these words were heard by 2 zombie girls. One of them stepped forward and stomped down with a foot. This made the green-haired one with a sharp tongue scream in pain. At this moment, the 2 girls turned to Ling Silent with a terrified expression. He was so scared that he fell to the ground. The 2 girls had puffed up cheeks. But Xiana said, no cheating allowed. Upon hearing this, Ling Silent was speechless. I didn't do anything wrong. Dayu's younger sister was also upset. She quickly shouted, stop talking about love. That guy is coming over. Just then, the mother zombie landed on the ground and started running. Eyes turned blood red. Tongue swinging left and right, flying around. The whole body rushed forward like a tank. The 2 girls turned their heads sharply, their eyes sharp and murderous. They each slapped a person and came over. This motherly zombie. Its whole body flew out like a spinning top. This stunned the 3 spectators beside it. That zombie smashed fiercely into the ground. The 2 girls struck a handsome pose. This is women's sovereignty. After dealing with this mother zombie, Ling Silent controlled Xia Na to secretly take out the gel. Several people continued on their journey. Green Hair looked at the strength of Ling Silent and the others. This time, he finally admired them. After all, it was a mutated zombie that they dealt with so effortlessly. They are already not to be underestimated in this post-apocalyptic world. Everyone walked for a long time and finally arrived at the taekwondo gym. After entering the lobby, Dayu pointed to a classroom on the second floor, the best place for escape and observation. Ling Silent had no doubt. Instead, he asked while walking up the stairs, "Why do you know this place so well?" The girl responded very cleverly as well. "Because she is a girl. And she is a smart patient. In this post-apocalyptic world, if you don't investigate carefully, death will come sooner." A few words made Ling Silent admire her very much. When a few people arrived on the second floor, Ling Silent found that there was a sound inside. Before he could react, the door opened. It was a middle-aged man with glasses. Perhaps he recognized that they were human, so he let down his guard. He quietly asked Ling Silent which department he was from. At this time, Lu Mao walked out, and the two of them started chatting. The middle-aged man turned out to be a teacher. He brought a group of students to hide here. Lu Mao looked at his former classmates. Several people suddenly started chatting lively. Dayu asked tactfully if they should go inside. Ling Silent understood deeply. These people in front of us are absolutely not to be messed with. This is the apocalypse. Without food and weapons, human life is worthless. My girlfriend is a zombie. And I can control her. Ling Silent and a few others were looking for a place to rest. He discovered that there were actually survivors here. But the green-haired one started boasting, saying we just came back from the red light district. A few words left Ling Silent speechless. He didn't want to provoke these people in the first place. Now green-haired's words just blatantly tell them, our strength gives us the freedom to come and go as we please. At this moment, Ling Silent pushed aside green-haired and walked in. This scene was seen by Thorny, though. Ling Silent was also very straightforward. He loudly said, "I'm not from your school. I'm just passing by to take care of some matters." Thorny also understood Ling Silent's words. "It's okay. We are all humans. Meeting each other is fate." Then his eyes looked at Ling Silent's two girlfriends. He was analyzing the situation. The green-haired one's status shouldn't be too high. Dayu should be leading the way. And these two girls are extraordinary. Xiana is holding a long knife. She is filled with a murderous aura. She should be in a dominant position. At this moment, Ling Silent asked coldly, "What are your eyes looking at?" This made the impudent person stunned for a few seconds. Lu Mao stepped forward and whispered, "Both of them are his girlfriends." Prickly quickly apologized and tried to get close to Ling Silent. However, Ling Silent was not buying it at all. She turned around and left with a few others. Lu Mao saw Ling Silent was about to leave. At this time, he was stopped by someone. When he turned around, it turned out to be Prickly. They followed Dayu and found another place to stay. After the rooms were assigned to the group of people, Ling Silent then took out the gel. He also settled the two sisters down and made sure they didn't cause any commotion. "We mustn't let Dayu know that you two are zombies." He hasn't finished speaking yet. Xiana said loudly, "Sister Yi, I'll come and feed you the medicine." Ling Silent remained silent for a while. He hurriedly said, "Can you please not be so outspoken?" The two sisters, upon hearing this, all looked at Ling Silent Xiana in unison and sullenly said, "Then you come and feed us." Ling Silent was also speechless. But for the sake of safety, he could only step forward to help. One person for each. The two sisters opened their mouths wide, ready to swallow the gel. But at this moment, Dayu heard Ling Silent's screams of pain from inside the house. It turned out that the two sisters had bitten Ling Silent's little hand. They actually clapped and celebrated their cunning little trick. In this chaotic world, Ling Silent has such a beautiful and charming appearance. He can also be considered lucky. Dayu sighed outside the room, tired after a day's work. surprisingly still has energy, already too tired to complain. At this time, the door was pushed open. It turned out that LV Mao had returned. Dayu is a smart person. She immediately asked if anyone had said anything wrong, looking at the flustered LV Mao. I know you feel unbalanced in your heart, but we are at a disadvantage. If it weren't for Ling Silent, the most our previous food supplies could last was about a week. I hope you don't do anything over the top. LV Mao listened to these words. He did not change his mind. He felt even more resentful towards Ling Silent, his eyes turning white. He was already breathless. She just experienced the most painful thing in her life. She was bullied by her own teacher and classmates. At this moment, 2 students were frightened. They muttered, "Kill," in their mouths. Maybe they were stimulated. The whole person was yelling and screaming. The next second, he was kicked in the head and sent flying. He turned around to look at his teacher. He was told to comfort him. He needed to go out and investigate. Inside the taekwondo gym, Ling Silent and his girlfriend were already fast asleep. But they didn't know when Green Hair arrived in front of them. Looking at the weapon in his hand, Green Hair thought to himself, even if he couldn't kill him himself, he could still turn him into a zombie. That way, Dayu would stay by my side forever. Just as he was about to act, he suddenly saw Ling Silent's 2 girlfriends. Their skills are not weak either. Moreover, Dayu still needs to be treated. It seems that he can only try again at another opportunity. After some consideration, he put away his weapon and left. A flash of lightning illuminated the room. And Ling Silent never fell asleep. Green Hair and Thornhead are currently meeting in the corridor. The topic of their conversation is Green Hair disliking Ling Silent, and his thoughts coincided with Thornhead's without prior discussion. It is obvious that Green Hair lacks intelligence. He was tricked into revealing all the information in just a few sentences. Ling Silent and Ability User are both very strong girls. When mentioning Dayu, the girl, Green Hair just realized that Thornhead actually wants to flirt with the woman he likes. So the 2 of them began to argue. In order to ease the tension, Thornhead tried to make a joke. However, the next second, Green Hair's body was pierced by a thorn. Thornhead looked at Green Hair as he fell down. Thornhead picked up the fallen spike and smirked as he said, "Thank you. You timid person are not worthy of cooperating with me. This weapon is quite handy." Just as Thornhead was about to leave, he sensed a figure passing behind him. Thornhead hurried to check. Under the moonlight, Ling Silent stepped out and calmly said, "Honestly, your conversation is really boring and long." Fortunately, the video host did a good job with the editing, so I didn't come out too late. Seeing Ling Silent, Thornhead asked fiercely, "Have you been here the whole time?" Ling Silent calmly replied, "Greenhair's condition doesn't seem right. I've been observing him from the beginning." Thornhead also stopped pretending. Holding a dagger, he was about to go to the bridge. Fortunately, his emotions were in place. He shouted and rushed over. Ling Silent didn't waste any words either. He directly used the mental chain to bind his body. Then he struck up with an elbow hit. Ling Silent looked at the ants in front of him. He was simply playing with the hedgehog. And the hedgehog cursed, wanting to continue attacking. But every time his attack was dodged. So the hedgehog began to use provocation. He flirted with Ling Silent's girlfriend while attacking. In this apocalypse, Ling Silent's bottom line is his own girlfriend. At this moment, Ling Silent's whole person turned dark. He said coldly, "I won't let you die too quickly. This man is a beast. In the end of the world, he lets teachers and students bully a girl. His goal is to win people over." At this moment, Ling Silent looks at the man in front of her. He can't bear it any longer. After a swift flash of his body movement, the sharp iron spike fell to the ground. The arm of CI2 was cut by a short knife. The horrifying wound made CI2 unable to help but scream in pain. Ling Silent picked up the virus-infected cone. He didn't hesitate at all. He threw it away directly. The next second, the cone stabbed into Stinger's body. Everything happened too quickly. Stinger fell to the ground in pain. Ling Silent said coldly, "I told you I wouldn't let you die too quickly. This iron cone has zombies' blood on it. What do you think will happen after being pierced?" Stinger trembled all over as soon as they heard that. Ling Silent approached lightly and said, "You will become a zombie like them." This sentence directly caused Stinger to collapse. He didn't want to become a zombie and begged Ling Silent to kill him. Then he loudly asked, "I am your fellow countryman. Why are you treating me like this?" However, he was met with a sandbag-sized fist. Ling Silent looked at the flying body. Ling Silent said coldly, "So what if we are compatriots? Do you dare to covet my woman? How could your end be comfortable?" Clutching his wound, Ling Silent stared in horror at the man in front of him, who seemed like a grim reaper. Just then, Ling Silent softly said, "It doesn't hurt anymore, right? Your wound has stopped bleeding. Your skin color is also starting to change. Congratulations, you have mutated." Thornhead couldn't hold back anymore. He pulled out the iron cone from his abdomen, wanting Ling Silent to experience it as well. However, his entire body couldn't move. At this moment, he finally understood. Ling Silent's special ability can control zombies. Under the control of the spiritual chain, the spike had knelt down directly on the ground. No expression, no perception. Ling Silent looked at the damaged goods in front of him. He directly controlled it to leave. The teacher and classmates are still waiting for Prickly Head to return. The body of the girl in the distance is particularly ironic. At this time, a knocking sound was heard. When everyone opened the door, they found their backbone again. Without food or weapons, as long as they killed a few people like Ling Silent, they could survive again. Timestamp 10-2020:19. Everyone was asking if it was successful. And Ling Silent, who was controlling the Prickly Head, couldn't stand it anymore. He controlled this new zombie to ruthlessly stab the classmates in front of him. The next second, the whole classroom was filled with wailing. Ling Silent was at the door. He looked at the girl's body in the distance. He hated humanity in this doomsday. They were worthless. When the Prickly Head finished cleaning up the teacher, Ling Silent stepped forward and dealt with him thoroughly. Under the moonlight, Ling Silent felt powerless for the first time. Dayu was obviously woken up by the commotion outside. She requested, "Let me go and persuade Lu Mao. He is not a bad person. If I go out, I can help him turn over a new leaf." Upon Ling Silent's return, he coldly replied, "He's already dead." The girl stood in shock, dumbfounded in place. Ling Silent continued, "Whether you believe it or not, he was not killed by me." Dayu, the girl, remained silent. She just silently mourned. After all, that person had once protected her. My girlfriend is a zombie. And yet, I can control her. Ling Silent is leaving with 2 zombies and a girl quietly. The zombies are in a group around her. No sound can be made at the moment. Ling Silent quietly asks how far it is to the hospital. The girl also whispered that the tall building in the distance is the hospital. She actually wants to skip it. But her posture is really on point. When a few people arrived at the building, the girl said that ahead is the research building. Before the virus outbreak, many people from different professions are taking classes here. Ling Silent immediately thought there must be mutated zombies inside, and therefore settled the girl. "You and Xia Na rest here. He and Yi Beloved will go inside to check." Dayu's sister didn't have a chance to stop him. Xia Na pressed down on his shoulder. Sure enough, there were groups of zombies in the experiment building. Yi Beloved and Ling Silent are slaughtering everywhere. One controls while the other kills. In no time at all, this place was cleared out. After collecting some gel, in order to avoid Dayu's suspicion, the 2 of them quickly left. On the other hand, Xia Na went straight for a ground pound. Ling Silent said helplessly, "All right, let it go." He then explained to Dayu. "Xia Na is straightforward. Don't be mad." But the girl whispered, It's okay. I know you're hiding something from me. At first, I had ulterior motives. I wanted to go to school with you guys. But I've been bothered by an issue for a long time. Since Ye Beloved is also from our school, how come she doesn't know the way? Ling Silent was dumbfounded when asked by the girl. The woman in front of him is indeed very smart. It seems that he is too focused on collecting gel that he ignored the fact that Ye Beloved is a student here. But he absolutely cannot let her discover his girlfriend's secret. So Ling Silent came up with a typical plot scene in Korean dramas. Ye Beloved, she has amnesia. When Dayu heard this, she asked worriedly, "How did she lose her memory?" Ling Silent dared not look directly at the girl. He could only awkwardly say, "I have already said what needed to be said. Let's not delve into other matters." The girl also showed good understanding and simply said, "Sorry," before continuing to lead the way. However, after walking a few steps, she grimaced in pain and held her arm. Xiaona said anxiously, "There's a smell of blood. Are you injured?" She then leaned close to the girl, sniffing, continuing to mutter, "Do you get infected?" The girl hurriedly explained that she didn't. But the next second, Xiaona tore open her clothes. Bandages were wrapped around her arm. It looked like the wound was very deep. Maisie Dayu said with a grievance at the moment, "Do you know now why I insist on coming back at all costs? This is the end of days. I'm afraid that you will abandon someone who is seriously injured." However, before the girl finished speaking, Ling Silent turned around and said lightly, "Hurry up and get dressed. We need to continue on our journey." "I said I would take you to the hospital. I won't break my promise." The girl looked at the man in front of her. She felt a sense of happiness. Xia Na and Ye Beloved also helped the girl stand up. There is still a long way to go ahead. The weak girl wanted to say thank you. The next moment, she fainted. Ling Silent shouted anxiously, "Oh no! The wound is getting worse." "My girlfriend is a zombie, and I can control her, because Dayu's wound is worsening." Ling Silent controls his girlfriend to start killing zombies, because only in this way can they arrive at the hospital as quickly as possible. Ling Silent finally arrived at the school with his younger sister in his arms. But the current situation at the hospital is extremely dangerous. Ling Silent did not hesitate and took action immediately. He quickly found a ward to settle the girl. He instructed his two girlfriends to guard the door. Then he sat on the bed and took off the girl's jacket. Dayu asked shyly, "Have you had surgery?" Ling Silent jokingly replied, "No, but I have sewn socks before." Even the fragile girl's eyes widened upon hearing this, just as the girl was confused. He is well versed in applying medicine and simple suturing. With his mental strength, there should be no major issues. The girl blushed and muttered in a small voice, "Are you joking?" But at this moment, Ling Silent couldn't be more serious. The girl had no choice but to do it to save her life. She could only trust the man in front of her. As she lay down, she turned her small face aside and said softly, "Please be gentle. I'm scared." These words really sounded like what a woman would say for the first time. At this point, Ling Silent had started sewing. The girl couldn't help but utter words of pain. After a long time, Ling Silent finally finished treating the wound. The girl whispered a thank you. After that, she muttered a sentence while covering the blanket. "Ling Silent, your skills are really bad." Two cuties by the door are peeking at the situation inside the room. Ling Silent slowly opened the door and said sternly, "What are you doing? Weren't you supposed to guard the door?" The two sisters said in unison, "Supervising you." Upon hearing this, Ling Silent instantly radiated a brilliant light. He slapped his chest and said loudly, "Do I look like that kind of person to you?" Ling Silent then began to make arrangements. Ye Beloved stayed behind to take care of Dayu after he settled down. This woman can endure pain for so long. He admires her greatly. And this school. When Dayu gets better, with her guidance, we can collect more. Ling Silent opened one room after another. Everywhere here, there was no medicine to be found. It's as if it had been completely ransacked. Just then, a noise came from the cabinet behind. The next second, 2 bloodied zombies appeared. They charged out with fierce roars. Ling Silent faced another crisis. My girlfriend is a zombie, but I can do whatever I want to them. He saved the girl Dayu. Ling Silent and Xiaona started to search for the medicine. But they searched the entire floor and found nothing. And Ling Silent encountered a problem as well. 2 zombies actually tried to launch a sneak attack. Good thing Ling Silent reacted in time. Just as he was about to counterattack, he realized it was humans. At this moment, the knife is held against Huang Mao's neck. He was already scared to tears, even though he is human. But in the last days, humans are the most unsafe existence. Ling Silent then began to ask them the reason for being here. Due to Ling Silent's coercion and temptation, Hey Mao can only speak the truth. They are all students here, coming here to search for supplies. The reason they want to deal with Ling Silent is that both humans and zombies pose a threat to them. Ling Silent looked at the expressions of the 2 people and knew that they were probably not lying. He then put away his own dagger. Ling Silent said lightly, "It seems like you 2 do this kind of thing often?" This was a probing question. But Hey Mao chuckled and said, "How could it be? This is just the first time we didn't do well. If we have a few more chances, I guarantee we'll get it right." This sentence truly shocked Huang Mao. Not afraid of godlike opponents, just afraid of pig-like teammates. Later on, the 2 of them started chatting discreetly again. The content was about not being able to figure out Ling Silent's true character. We cannot disclose to him the drugs we have collected at the moment. However, Ling Silent also suspects that the drugs are related to them. Then his mind started to inquire Xiaona if she had found any leads on the supplies. And at this moment, Xiaona was rummaging through boxes and cabinets. The gold was scattered all over the ground, but there were no medicines. This further confirms Ling Silent's conjecture. There is definitely something wrong with the 2 people in front of him. At this time, the 2 of them also wanted to leave. The man with black hair said goodbye and left. "Let's go! Big brother, it's raining. Let's go back to get our clothes. Let's go, let's go!" But Ling Silent smirked and said, "Who said you can leave? All the medicines in this hospital are in your hands, right?" The 2 who were mentioned slowly turned their heads, looking puzzled. They both said in unison, "We don't know anything about the medicines." Ling Silent looked helplessly at the 2 cuties and said, "Do I look like a bad person to you that makes you so afraid? I can exchange with you." He immediately took out instant noodles from the end of the world, accompanied by a burst of golden light all over his body. The eyes of the 2 were also drawn to it. At this moment, the 2 of them glanced at each other, then quickly shifted their gaze back. The drool at the corners of their mouths had already started to flow out. The man with black hair remained relatively calm. He said lightly, "How much are you willing to trade for? We have all sorts of medications." Ling Silent smiled and said, "So many medications. It seems like you are finding them for classmates or friends." He hadn't finished speaking yet. Huang Mao became angry and said in frustration, "Nonsense, classmates. It's all due to that despicable couple's coercion and manipulation. They locked up more than a dozen female classmates and then threatened us to go find smuggled goods. If one less person returns within 3 days, they will kill a female student. And they have also aligned with an ability user, Ling Silent, looking at the 2 people in front of them. This doesn't seem like a joke. And there is another ability user. It seems that this matter is getting more and more interesting. My girlfriend is a zombie. And yet, I can let them do whatever they want. For example, I can kiss one and then kiss another." Ling Silent encountered 2 survivors. He also learned that they were being coerced by someone, who also had an ability user partner. At this moment, the black-haired man asked softly, "Big brother? Is the girl behind us your friend? Ling Silent then noticed that Xia Na had already arrived. She was about to introduce. An accident happened unexpectedly. Just saw Xia Na's sister swing the long knife. She was about to chop two people. Ling Silent quickly used the mental chains to control the situation. It should be two people pretending to be zombies that made Xia Na misunderstand. These two cuties have never seen such a scene before. At this moment, they are huddled together, trembling all over. Fortunately, Ling Silent reacted quickly. The long knife swung in the wrong direction. The bookcase behind them instantly shattered. Ling Silent patted Xia Na's shoulder and turned his head, saying awkwardly, "She meant no harm. She might have misunderstood you for zombies. I'll take her downstairs to calm down." Then he left with Xia Na immediately. He also advised the two of them to quickly deal with the bloodstains on their bodies. At this time, the two looked at each other. Huang Mao muttered, "My." Haimao also quickly said, I know. Then he shyly said, "My pants are wet too." Huang Mao shouted in shock. "Brother, I'm not talking about this," Haimao said calmly. "I know too. These two are indeed stronger than that pair of dog men and women. Maybe they can help us." On the other side, Ling Silent is counseling Xia Na not to act impulsively in the future. "Wait for my arrangements." Xia Na, feeling wronged, agreed reluctantly. At this time, Dayu also woke up. She looked at the wound on her body that had already been treated. She then expressed her gratitude to Ling Silent. Ling Silent also told everyone about the two survivor story. Next, he will see if they are willing to exchange for supplies. At this time, there was a noise outside the house. Xia Na coldly looked at the two people. Due to the terrifying experience just now, both of them will have shadows in their hearts for the rest of their lives. Xia Na didn't say much. Instead, she pointed at the door to signal going in. Both of them eased their emotions. The two entered the house. Ling Silent was sitting on the bed. The two girls on the side also caught the attention of the two when looking at Ye Beloved. But he was stared back fiercely by the girl. Ling Silent didn't waste any words either. He took out his own supplies and said coldly, "Whether it's food or medicine, they are all obtained at the cost of our lives. I won't give it to you for free. But I have some questions. As long as you answer them, that's the reward." Ling Silent threw out a packet of snacks. Next up is the question about ability users. My girlfriend is a zombie. And yet, I can do whatever I want to her. For example, I can kiss one and then kiss another. Aren't you all jealous? In this post-apocalyptic world filled with swarms of zombies, Ling Silent is accompanied by 3 wives, searching for supplies in the hospital. He learned about the existence of another ability user from the yellow hair's mouth. The two people with yellow hair disclosed some information about that ability user. Not long ago, a group of people stole their supplies. But when that ability user took action, those people were instantly killed cleanly. This statement immediately made Ling Silent alert. It seems that person is not to be underestimated. Huang Mao immediately mentioned the name of that ability user, called Wei God. This name shocked Dayu immensely. Ling Silent also noticed this abnormality. It seems that Dayu knows that guy. However, she didn't bring it up proactively. Ling Silent also didn't feel it appropriate to ask directly. After completing the transaction for medicines with Huang Mao, their trip to the hospital came to an end. It's nighttime. Ling Silent started again with his 2 girlfriends. In the moans of Xia Na and Ye Beloved, Ling Silent fed them Jill. Now the situation of the 2 girlfriends has basically stabilized, and Ling Silent felt Ye Beloved's body. A qualitative change is likely to occur soon. Looking at the appearance of the 2 girlfriends, Ling Silent is increasingly determined to live on. The next day was another good weather. But there was bad news. Ling Silent came to Dayu's ward, only to find that she was missing. All he found was a letter left on the bed. Looking inside, He discovered it was a map of the school with very detailed markings made by Dayu. Ling Silent understands that girl's strong sense of competitiveness. Hope they will have the chance to meet again in the future. Immediately, Ling Silent planned to leave the place. Although there was a large group of zombies at the door, they were able to break through with the impact of the three of them. In just a moment, all the zombies turned into ashes. The scene made the two yellow-haired men behind them shudder. Such terrifying killing power is simply inhuman. While they were still in a daze, Dayu suddenly appeared behind them. The black-haired one turned back in shock and said, "Didn't you leave?" Dayu smiled and explained, "I just drew a map. I never said I was leaving." She has been hiding in the hospital all along, waiting for Ling Silent and the others to leave, with the intention of following the Hua gang. Hey Mao looked incredulous. That place of his is a trap. Before he could finish his sentence, her beautiful hair was instantly cut off at the waist by Dayu. The little cutie was shocked, and only then did she realize that the seemingly delicate woman in front of her was also an ability user. Dayu turned around and said lightly, "Take me to see the dog man and woman you mentioned immediately." In the Doomsday world, the four travelers for the scriptures suddenly appeared. A zombie battle is about to break out. Tang Monk was ambushed and killed by Guanyin Bodhisattva. Mukong has not had a chance to avenge him yet. He was caught in the palm of Tathagata. It happened just now. Ling Silent arrived at a theater. He thought that this is a crowded place. There must be mutated zombies. Ling Silent intended to sneak in quietly. As a result, he suddenly sneezed. He immediately made all the zombies turn around for him. Both girlfriends looked at him with great disdain. Ling Silent immediately shouted, "Wives, don't panic. Everything is within my plan." As a flurry of blades flashed by, all the turning zombies were killed by them, leaving only the four members of the team who set out to bring back the Buddhist scriptures. Ling Silent immediately controlled them to enter the theater to scout ahead. But just as Ling Silent was wiping the bloodstains for his girlfriend, one of his mental links suddenly broke. Ling Silent was shocked beyond belief, because that zombie was killed before. He was completely unaware. Then, he quickly controlled Yukon to investigate the situation over there. As he observed, a mysterious figure suddenly appeared on the second floor. The next second, the figure swiftly launched a sneak attack toward Wukong. Ling Silent controlled Wukong to dodge in time. At this moment, Ling Silent realized that something was wrong. The zombie in front unexpectedly knows how to conceal itself for a sneak attack, possessing such terrifying explosive power and speed. This is definitely an advanced zombie. Do not wait for Ling Silent to overthink. Guanyin Bodhisattva instantly appeared behind Wukong the zombie. He struck him with one hand. The zombie controlled by Ling Silent is not agile enough. With attacks at this speed, there's no way to dodge. So he took control of the remaining zombie and charged forward together. He also followed closely with his two wives. But when they were close to the stage, Xia Na and the others stood still, trembling all over. Ling Silent turned back in confusion to look. Xia Na said the atmosphere inside made him very scared. An anomaly occurred in the theater on the other side. The zombie controlled by Ling Silent was suddenly seized by a large hand. Ding Qing saw another evolved zombie. And by observing the reaction of Guanyin Bodhisattva zombie, it is obvious that this one is even stronger than her. This sudden unexpected event left Ling Silent somewhat at a loss. He is well aware of his current strength. Facing two advanced zombies will surely lead to total annihilation. But he now urgently needs the gel of the advanced zombie to restore rationality to his two girlfriends. This is his only belief in survival in this apocalypse. So even though this is a doomed situation, he still has to go. My girlfriend is a zombie. And I can do whatever I want to her. For example, I can kiss this one and then kiss another one. In this apocalypse full of zombies, Ling Silent actually encountered Guanyin Bodhisattva and Tathagata just now. These are two extremely powerful advanced zombies. He doesn't even have confidence in defeating them. But he is determined to help the two girlfriends regain their sanity. He must obtain the gel behind the zombies' heads. So Ling Silent came up with a plan in his mind. He planned to watch from the other side of the river first. Now the two zombies controlled by him have been ignited with a desire for battle. When they fight each other to a standstill, Ling Silent will make his move to kill. This way, he will be able to reap the benefits of fisherman's profit. However, the two zombies are now facing each other there without any intention to make a move. Immediately, Ling Silent realized what was happening. This battle is still lacking a fuse before it can fully begin. So he immediately controlled the zombie to poke out Tathagata's eyes. Then he patted his butt and taunted, saying, "Little Tathagata, come here." This immediately made zombie Tathagata very angry. He swung his fist to take down zombie Wukong. However, Ling Silent quickly manipulated the zombie to hide behind Guanyin Bodhisattva's zombie. The fierce punch went straight to Guanyin Bodhisattva's face. The powerful punch wind split the entire stage open. Seeing this situation, Ling Silent's mouth slightly curled up as he coldly said, "The show has begun!" Sure enough, Guanyin Bodhisattva's zombie began to attack. With her ultimate speed, she easily disabled one of Tathagata's legs. This rendered the zombie immobile. Ling Silent immediately took this into account. He manipulated the zombie to control Guanyin Bodhisattva from behind. Only the pure consciousness Tathagata immediately counterattacked. He angrily threw a punch directly injuring Guanyin Bodhisattva. The injured Guanyin Bodhisattva spat out branches from his mouth. He then poked out Tathagata's other eye. Afterwards, Guanyin Bodhisattva slowly stood up, intending to press the advantage. However, at this moment, Ling Silent clapped his hands coldly and said, "What a wonderful performance. You both have worked hard. It's my turn to perform next." In the next second, Xia Na picked up the sword and swung it towards Guanyin Bodhisattva. But it was caught by her bare hands. Ling Silent immediately controlled Ye Beloved to launch an attack swiftly. Right after, a sword light flashed by. Guanyin Bodhisattva's zombie has been completely defeated. Next, only Tathagata is left. The moment when the two girlfriends raised their weapons. The two wives aimed at Tathagata's other intact leg and slashed at it while it was roaring. Xia Na squatted on top of Ye Beloved's hands. The two wives. They cooperate cleverly. Xia Na flew behind Tathagata. Following closely, Xia Na's swordsmanship descended from the sky with a single move. She directly chopped off Tathagata's neck from behind. With the excavation by gel, the battle came to a complete end. Next, he can use this gel. Let Ye Beloved evolve completely. My girlfriend is a zombie, and I can do whatever I want to them. Kiss one, then kiss another. This day Ling Silent just woke up. He actually heard his zombie girlfriend calling his name. This scared him so much that he sat up on the spot. Did Ye Beloved regain consciousness? Immediately, he excitedly asked his girlfriend to repeat it again. And the next second, Ye Beloved excitedly threw herself into his arms. She kept calling out, "Brother Ling," from her mouth. The sudden surprise filled Ling Silent's heart with happiness. In this post-apocalyptic world filled with hordes of zombies, he has experienced countless life and death crises. His only belief for survival is to restore sanity to his girlfriend, who has turned into a zombie. And now, it has finally happened. All his efforts along the way have paid off. Just when the two of them were being affectionate with each other, a cough interrupted this sweetness. It turns out that Xia Na has also awakened. Ling Silent, with a mischievous smile, said, "Sweetie, do you want to come into my arms too?" Xia Na blushed and pouted, turned her head proudly and snorted. She suddenly leaned close to Ye Beloved and said, "I not only want to throw myself into your arms, I also want the intense battle between you two last night." Upon hearing her say that, Ling Silent immediately moved his mouth. This made Xia Na quickly take 2 steps back. She stood still, feeling a bit at a loss. She originally just wanted to tease Ling Silent, but she didn't expect this guy to take it seriously. Shortly after, Ling Silent stopped joking around with her. However, he did notice Xia Na's evolution this time. The effect was quite good. Her mental state is clearly much better than before. So Ling Silent immediately asked her if she remembered anything. After a moment of contemplation, Xia Na said happily, "I remember everything now." This made Ling Silent feel relieved instantly. He cared deeply for Xia Na. She used to be someone else. The person she saved herself. Infected and turned into a zombie. At that time, she had also considered suicide. Ling Silent saved her. And it was through his unremitting efforts that she was able to recover to her current state. He watched as Xia Na bounced around energetically in front of him. Ling Silent also felt a strong sense of accomplishment in his heart. And at this moment, Xia Na suddenly reached out to her chest. This startled Ling Silent. He shouted loudly, "What are you doing?" Immediately, Xia Na actually took out a blue gel. This relieved Ling Silent. He thought Xia Na wanted to do that in broad daylight. However, the next second, Xia Na suddenly leaned over to Ling Silent's ear and coquettishly said, "What do you think I'm going to do?" At that moment, Ye Beloved also shyly approached, lying on Ling Silent's chest and enjoying the breath. The warm breath made Ling Silent let out a groan instantly. However, just in that moment of distraction, the next second, he was unexpectedly tied up. Ye Beloved looked at Ling Silent affectionately. Xia Na, on the other hand, grinned mischievously and said, "Hee hee, let's savor your taste today. My girlfriend is a zombie. I do whatever I want to her every day. But today I received retribution." Ling Silent was just tied up by two zombie girlfriends. They have been wanting to eat Ling Silent for a long time. After a day and night of intense battle, the painful and pleasurable screams attracted a bunch of zombies. Suddenly, a rain of sword and knife flashed. All the climbing zombies were wiped out. Xia Na, with her clothes disheveled, looked impatient. These guys dared to disturb her good deeds. Just as she was about to go on a killing spree, Ling Silent, looking exhausted, stopped her. Xia Na, with a playful expression on her face, turned back and agreed. Ling Silent is completely numb now. They had such an intense battle last night. Xia Na still has the energy to kill zombies now. Doesn't her legs feel weak? This made Ling Silent doubt for a while whether Xia Na is a normal person. Then Ye Beloved asked Ling Silent where they would go next. Ling Silent planned to go to the teaching building. He is going to collect some gel for his girlfriends again. However, on the way, he encountered a large group of zombie Ling Silent and had to stop moving forward. Because along the way, they have already killed many zombies. Ling Silent's physical strength has almost reached its limit. Both girlfriends are also tired and breathing heavily. Ling Silent immediately planned to find a place to rest. According to the map markings left by Dayu, there are hardly any zombies near a nearby library. So Ling Silent brought his girlfriend here. Just as he pushed open the door, Ling Silent felt a creepy and terrifying atmosphere, which made him instantly on high alert. After inspecting the first floor and finding nothing unusual, he decided to head to the second floor. At this moment, a blonde-haired guy hiding at the doorway locked onto Ling Silent. The next second, the blonde-haired guy grabbed a weapon and attempted to attack him. However, Ling Silent's physical fitness at this moment was no longer that of an ordinary person. He easily dodged the attack with a simple sidestep. The next second, he firmly grabbed the blonde-haired guy's hand. He picked up a short knife ready to deal with this guy. Yellowhair quickly begged for mercy. This allowed Ling Silent to ease off with the short knife. He thought he was being attacked by a zombie. He never expected it was actually a human. The injured Huang Mao suffered greatly reduced pain. Turning his head, he begged for mercy from Ling Silent. Ling Silent did not waste any words with him, but demanded that he confess what was going on here. Huang Mao was already trembling with fear. Just as he was about to speak, a group of people suddenly appeared. The leader suddenly shouted. Who are you? How dare you hurt my brother? Is it sent by Long Fei? Ling Silent did not want to deal with these people. He pushed Huang Mao away to let him explain. Huang Mao, who was freed from the control, immediately changed his attitude. He angrily shouted, Brothers, this guy was sent by Long Fei. Kill him! This situation instantly darkened Ling Silent's mood. At this moment, he actually forgot that it was the end of the world. Following that, Ling Silent threw a fierce punch. Huang Mao was sent flying backwards for several hundred meters. Such terrifying power, making everyone else present feel chills down their spines. And Ling Silent raised the dagger coldly, saying, Next! Next! My girlfriend is a zombie, and I can do whatever I want to them. I will kiss this one first, then kiss another one. Ling Silent just had a big battle with 2 zombie girlfriends. They killed numerous zombies and planned to find a place to rest. Unexpectedly, they encountered a human ambush. Ling Silent is not easy to bully. He just punched. He turned the sneak attacker, Huang Mao, into a disability with just one slap. He saw other accomplices attacking him. Ling Silent easily dealt with them with a wave of his hand. At this moment, Ling Silent was also getting angry. He stepped on the head of the thief and said coldly, I was originally planning to rest for a while and then leave. But you are so aggressive. I am not leaving now. I want to educate you on how to behave properly. There was a sound coming from the 2nd floor. What's all the noise about? Disturbing me when I'm up to no good? A chubby guy in police uniform was seen, adjusting his belt as he walked out. Clearly, he had just done something naughty. This guy seemed ready for troublemakers to show up. He roared angrily. Which gang are you from? Why are you messing with my people? Ling Silent responded indignantly. You should ask them. Immediately, the chubby guy understood. His subordinates must have acted recklessly again. He was about to clear up the misunderstanding. He suddenly spotted Ye Beloved and Xian Na. Such stunning beauties are very rare in this world. The chubby guy immediately revealed a very lecherous expression. He thought about possessing these 2 beauties. Then he waved his big hand, picked up the iron pipe, and smashed it onto the railing, shouting angrily, You guys! Come out and get things done! As soon as the words fell, a large group of people suddenly appeared around. However, Ling Silent remained calm and composed. He just coldly uttered one sentence, Seeking death! But in the eyes of the chubby guy, it was considered as Ling Silent being scared. He mocked Ling Silent, calling him a coward. This made Ye Beloved standing aside suddenly furious. She planned to tear the fat guy's mouth with her hands. At this moment, Xiao Na suddenly held her back and said lightly, Sister Yi, don't worry. These are just small fries. Let's leave it to Brother Ling. Only to see Ling Silent raise both hands. His eyes shimmered with a sinister red light. With a majestic surge of spiritual power accompanied by flashes of lightning and thunder, the next second, a large number of zombie roars came from behind Ling Silent. This shocked Fatty and the others. Without waiting for them to think further, a large number of zombies had already appeared by the window, all of which were controlled by Ling Silent using psychic power. A ruthless massacre followed closely. The fat man saw that the situation was not right and wanted to escape. At this moment, a spiritual force wrapped around his neck. The next second, he was thrown to the ground by Ling Silent, followed by the approach of the zombie. The fat man was devoured instantly. The completely unsurprising battle ended just like this. Ling Silent, who just finished the battle, he suddenly pinned Xiao Na beneath him. He raised his hand and struck fiercely towards her buttocks. Xiao Na was inexplicably hit. She was screaming in pain.